Hey you, do you want to be that annoying Yoru main that always gets behind the enemy lines and makes everybody rage quit? Well, you came to the right place. My name is Oogz. I got about 32 subscribers on my channel, but I sure as hell put a ton of effort into my videos. This is going to be a Yoru tips and tricks guide for bind on the advanced side of things. I'm going to show you some TPs, flashes, some strategies on attack and defense, everything, the whole 9 yards here. And if you learned something, hit me with that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. So let's start off with some TPs. The 2 TPs I just showed you earlier, they're okay, but they come at the expense of sound cues, so I prefer this TP here, where you go all the way into their spawn. Yoru's TP is also a great rotation mechanism. If you use footsteps and flashes on one site, show your presence, and then boom, you TP, and you're on quick rotate to help your team, that's great. In terms of TP sound cues, use it to your advantage. You can get tons of kills with people looking at your feet trying to shoot the little orb, or they're just waiting there for you to TP into it, and you can bait it. When I'm defending on A Heaven, I like to push up into cubby and hold this nice little off angle on bathrooms here. But in order to do that, you gotta be a little bit careful, because if you do it at the wrong time, you're gonna expose yourself all to short, and that's no bueno. So look at the orange pillar on the left side, count to 3, pop it, you're blocked from short, and you can also back up and watch this off angle into bathrooms and catch your enemies by surprise all the time. You can also TP into U-Haul from Heaven, make your presence known to short, crouch and throw this flashbang here, and then you can TP aggressively and help your team on the front lines. Another good TP bait is for short. You put it right behind the box and you just wait for people to swing it and shoot it, and you just pop heads as they come around the corner. For flashbangs with Yoru, try to find walls that are pushed backwards, because it gives the enemy a lot less time to be able to react. They have no time to react to that. You can do the same thing in bathrooms. They have such a little time to react to that flash. When you're using TPs, if you do the footsteps first, they're gonna block out the little TP sound, so they don't know that your TP actually went through teleporter. Yoru is the king of mix-ups on this map. You can put footsteps into the corner of TPs. You can put it straight through. You can flash through TPs. You can TP out of a TP. Like, there's so much stuff you can do with Yoru. And I'm just going to show you a couple examples here. Right, there's double footsteps, one out the door and one to the side. Makes 2 teleportation cues. Like, you can toggle the door to open and close from the other side so many times. You can also do a flash combo. The footsteps open the door and the flash goes right through. So this is something you can do. You can do a sidestep footstep and then a flash. That works as well. You can always put a return TP down to bail out if you ever get in trouble. Works like a charm. So this is the ultimate strategy that I'd use. Double footsteps, flash in the center, TP, get those kills, bail out if you need to. Alright, let's look at defensive holds at B. First looking at long. This is a little combination I like to do all the time. You can jump out and TP and bait them into thinking that you went to the right side when really you're at the left. You can also use the TP as a sound cue in HOOKAH and shoot them as they round the corner. You can also make a little footstep strafe on the right side and then strong peek from the left. That could work really well sometimes. You can also use your footsteps to make it sound like someone's jumping out of HOOKAH, and you can hold it really tightly. This is my go-to for B defense. Pop this flash here, swing and shoot, disappear if you need to, and then throw this from cubby and repeat. Great combination. You can also start in cubby and then make a traveling TP into elbow, like so. There's also footsteps that you can put under HOOKAH that the enemy cannot see from long. And what the hookah people are gonna do is they're gonna shoot along the bottom and you're gonna catch them off guard. Here are a bunch of flashes you can implement into your Yoru gameplay to catch people way off guard. These are great pop flashes you can implement. This is a high-low flash. It's okay. There are some better ones that I'm gonna show you. Like that one's okay as well. The best flash in my opinion is this one right here. You throw it behind the green box so that the trajectory is covered. If you throw it too high, they see the whole flash length, but if you do it behind the green box, it'll cover half of it, so they have half time to react. This is my go-to cubby flash. And a lot of people flash here, but again, flash in the deepened wall, so they have so little time to react. You can do it again here. If you ever need help in cubby, that's a great one. You can also use it in long. Like, just really crazy flashes. Alright, now let's move on to attack. People like to use this TP over here. I think it's kind of bogus. I think it's a bad TP. Like, some people use this TP as well. But you're exposed from U-Haul, you're exposed from CT, they can hear you from heaven. A lot of people underestimate this little tiny TP that you can do early on in the round. You can do an off angle into U-Haul, an off angle into sight. You can clear all these corners, and you can off angle into heaven without them knowing where you TP'd to. So I used my TP as a bait mechanism on A site. You put it there and the enemy's holding it, and then your team swings in and gets that free kill because they're distracted looking behind them and in front of them at the same time. People just throw TPs into the middle site. I think that's bad. Maybe throw a return TP. Expose yourself, TP back, and then put footsteps scattered around the map in the pre-rounds to confuse them on where you are. Here's another example. In like a post-plant situation, you TP, they think you're bathrooms, you have footsteps in bathrooms, and then your back is short. You know, and sometimes you can be with the footsteps, sometimes you can be on the opposite side of the footsteps. The more you switch it up, the more unpredictable you are, the better, and the less confident the enemies are. Never do the same thing twice. And these are a couple flashes that you can implement into your A site attacking. That one doesn't blind enemies or teammates as much. This is a great heaven flash if you jump over the box. This flash here is okay. I'd rather do a bounce off the ground like so. That one's much more effective and much more unpredictable. And it just gets me straight into sight so quickly. When you're flashing from U-Haul, you don't want to do this because it flashes way too high. You want to extend it out farther so that the flash covers CT. My go-to A ultimate would be to grab the attention of people back A site, go through U-Haul, and then sandwich the enemies with your team pushing up aggressively. Now let's move on to B site. This TP can be really, really good next to Chaos, or if no enemies are on site, you can catch this weird off angle here. And it does work every once in a while, you just have to be unpredictable. You can't do it more than once. You can catch people way off guard all the time. If you know your footsteps lengths, like I do, you can do something like this. It makes the noise and then disappears. And so Phoenix actually thought that someone was around the corner because there were no footsteps seen. For the elbow flash, I do it off the ground again. I would not do this kind of flash here. This is a great pop flash you can do in post plant, and that's a good backside flash. This one right here is the best flash you can do. The one I just showed you, because it detonates behind the green box. It flashes anyone playing back burrito, and they have like very short time to dodge. Blinds in cubby. Blinds pretty much everywhere except for people holding like with an op back here. There's a hookah flash that I really want to show you. This one is insane. Like, it doesn't blind any of your teammates, and it blinds, like, all of the enemies. But you have to be careful with how you pull it. Because if you do it wrong, you'll flash everybody in hookah. So this is the correct way to do it. You have to do it low, and you have to do it along the right edge. That is like the prime spot to throw it, right here. And if you pull that flash off, it hits elbow, it hits backside, it hits burrito, it hits oppers. Even oppers scoped in this corner can get flashed by this. It's a crazy pop flash. And I highly recommend that when you go into hookah to throw that one. Let's talk about B attacking. Use your TP as a bait here again. If you actually do TP here, there are tons of exposed angles here that people are just going to wait for you to TP into. So use that as a distraction. Get the defender to turn your back to the team. Right? And then you have precious time to push up and jump on the enemy. Here's some post-plan examples you can use on B. Make a presence known here. Disappear. And then have footsteps scattered around the map. Be unpredictable. Put them in different spots. And you can also add to this unpredictability with your ultimate. Don't forget that.
I'll handle this.
Ping for your teammates. And spot enemies. Recover to a safe spot. This right here is not a good, is in my opinion not that good of an ultimate. I'd rather do something like this, where you go straight into sight, ping the enemies, get them distracted, make them charge you even, and then expose yourself with Cubby and get your teammates to trade the enemies out as they're trying to rush you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.